magnificent.
Good morning, Colonel, sir. Fine bright today. I hear down at the Willett, prices is picking up, and it's a big year for cotton.
And heroic, a charismatic superstar who leapt on the screen. Men wanted to be like him and women wanted to be with him. But in real life, he was complicated, longing for recognition as both an actor and writer. Devilishly handsome and charming, he was a risk-taker who flouted society's conventions and inevitably landed in trouble. For him, life was a series of adventures. Making movies was one of them.
Fred, I'm frightened. What kind of a place is this?
It's probably some kind of hunting lodge for rich weirdos.
Well, this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlique'S the Fifth, adventurer, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire, at your service, madam. Well, today's video is kind of off topic for me. I'm normally doing things on historical artifacts, military if you would, and perhaps some things on some, gals out there that, that I've met over the years, and maybe a little drinking, maybe some cigar smoking. I'm an old riverboat gambler, and later in my career, I was always a riverboat gambler, but I started out as one, and then I branched off myself into some acting, and then I became a manager, and we have this here topic here that was brought to my attention on this feature man, what's his name, Tom Willett, and somebody pointed him out to me a couple years ago, and talking this, he was cooking up some, soup and macaroni and stuff, and this fella managed to get himself like 500,000 subscribers, making quite a bit of money. And I understand that he was some sort of bit player out in Hollywood, had a few parts. He wasn't much to mention from what I understand. When I was out there, I don't even remember him. He was one of these guys, I guess I'd see they'd get maybe these little bit extra parts, and how they scratched a living out over the years, I'll never know. But anyway, it was brought to my attention that this here fella, we lost our screen there, that this here fella, that he had actually got himself in trouble, and actually a number of years ago. I understand that he was involved in some, alleged, we don't want any legalities here, alleged child molestation, where he was going around with some band group, and he was befriending these young teenage boys. I'm talking like a 14-year-old, and he was having his way with them, what I understand. I'm not going to get graphic, but just something not right with this here boy. He's not altogether, what can I say? Oh my God. Let's put it this way. I find his behavior just absolutely disgusting. And anyway, Lamont on the Run, he's a nice fella. I've watched some of his videos, and he did a little video on this here boy. Let's get the big screen up here. And we're going to watch it. I'm going to kind of throw my 2 cents with it. So we'll begin the video here.
I have a YouTube channel where I do food reviews. It's on hiatus right now. And I was looking up on the tubes of view to see who out there is doing food reviews. And this man's channel came up. Now, this guy, he basically reviews food that old people eat.
Yes.
Like TV dinners and spaghetti and just old, bland food.
Yes, crap, really.
And I was always wondering how he has so many subscribers.
Me too.
Because there's nothing to him. He's not funny. He's
I agree.
Not charismatic. He's just an old, creepy-looking guy.
Let's focus on that. Look at this fella. Now that is kind of creepy. Look at him. He looks like the crypt keeper. But in all fairness, he's 85 years old. I'm a little bit older than the boy, but I have to say I think I look better than that son of a bitch. But anyway, let's continue with Lamont on the run, his little rundown on the background of this here character.
So I didn't really pay him any mind, and today I got a text message from Raj. Shout out to Raj out there. I know you would probably want me to shout out your YouTube channel, but I don't work that way. You have to earn it, kid. You got to earn it. But big shout out to
you. You got to earn it. Well, I give you a shout out.
So apparently, this guy... Well, I'm just going to read off of the Justia website. Check this out. The record shows that appellant, which is this guy, feature man, real name Thomas Willett, in November 1973, while playing in a musical group, volunteered to entertain the children at Child Haven in Las Vegas. There he met the victim of this crime, a minor boy. He went with the boy to his room to introduce him to the guitar, but the session ended in the first of several acts of oral copulation upon the minor.
That's absolutely disgusting. You know, this fella, he was on these TV shows like Gunsmoke, I understand. You know what, I was going to look up his screen, his TV credits before I got on here, but you know what, I was so busy I didn't. But I understand he was on there, and he met Vic Morrow and, you know, James on Ness and these people. I have to tell you that I didn't know Vic Morrow very well, but I will tell you this. James on Ness, he wouldn't have put up with this. If he had known that this character, what he was up to, I think Arness would have thrown him off the set. Disgusting. But anyway, let's continue.
During the same month, appellant visited the Eddie Lee Home for Boys in Clark County. This is in Las Vegas, by the way. There he met a minor boy who testified that while the defendant, a volunteer worker, was, quote, helping us to get set up for Christmas, unquote, the defendant performed an act of oral copulation upon the young man. This testimony was admitted during the state's case in chief, and it is the admission of this testimony upon blah, blah, blah.
Weirdo.
Yada, yada, yada. So, basically, this is what this guy is doing. He's playing guitar, going to group homes, and doing that disgusting thing on teenage kids.
Well, he's a child predator. That's all the son of a bitch is, for his depravity. He would victimize. Imagine that. He's victimizing orphans, minor orphan boys. What a disgusting pervert he is. And the worst part is, you know, I understand on his channel he was appealing to these small children. I had a call on my red phone. One of my friends called me last night, and I told him about this here video, and he said, well, I've watched a few of his videos, he said, and he said that he's always talking about children, that, like, don't let the children near the stove, a safety tip. Meanwhile, you got him there. You got Mr. Giggles, the feature man. He's just waiting for you to turn your back so he can have his way with your boy. He's disgusting.
One of his victims was 14 years of age. And there's another instance where he had invited these kids over to his home, and the acts are in trying to seduce them.
And let me say this. For you parents out there, any of you kids out there, which this is not a children's show by any stretch of the imagination, but anytime you get some guy invite you over to your home, to his home, don't go. Just don't go. In fact, that's a big red flag. That tells me there's something not right with the fella if he's inviting you over to, unsupervised there, and he has no other children of his own. That's a big red flag. So that's a little tip for you parents out there. I know I had to be very careful with my daughters and my sons. There are all kinds of weirdos out there, and like this guy, he put himself sort of as a friendly guitar playing, folk singing type of beatnik type of fella, I would imagine. Maybe, I don't know, I wonder if he was involved with that Charles Manson in the 1960s. He was out there at the time, but I don't know anything about that. But anyway, let's let Lamont on the Run continue.
Them by putting on pornographic films, and he did it there as well. So there's 3 in total victims of this sick monster.
Oh yes, sick is right.
50 years ago, this disgusting creep, right there, Thomas Willett.
I couldn't have said any better
on top of
myself.
all this guy has an IMDb.
Yes.
Now he's
there's his credits.
An actor in some regard, but he never.
Look at this. Look at this. They still hired this son of a bitch. Ransom Man. I mean, this just, that I'd like to see some of his earlier stuff. But anyway, let's continue.
Never made it big, or
he never made it big. Oh, look.
I've ever heard of.
Look at the nerve of that son of a bitch. He's wearing a collar for like a preacher man. Just a disgusting. Ugh.
So I got a couple questions. How come nobody ever Googled this guy? I mean, look at him. He is a creepy-looking mofo.
Yes, he's absolutely right. This guy got like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, been on there for like 15 years. Nobody even Googled this son of a bitch. I didn't even know it was on until a couple years ago. Somebody told me about him. Said, well, Colonel, he was out in Hollywood during the time you were. Did you know him? Did you? I said, no, I never met the son of a bitch, and I'm certainly glad I never did. He's a disgusting, repugnant son of a bitch. But anyway, I can't believe it. This guy went all this time, and there were public court records, and nobody even bothered to look this guy up. It's amazing. I agree with Lamont on the Run on that one.
And this is what I don't understand. So he has one of the weirdest sentences for a crime I've ever read. I'll explain what it is. So this guy was arrested and found guilty of 3 counts of this disgusting pedophile stuff. I don't know what exactly the law was back then and what it was called. So he sentenced.
It was called crime against nature. There's another video, Lamont at large. I don't know if he's going to mention or not. But this Willett character, feature man, he did a video when this outcry and his background, his past, became an issue in the last week. He actually put a video out in which he was defending himself. He would, that one there, I might critique that one, but I encourage you all to watch that. You can find it on YouTube. He deleted it, but there are people recorded it, and they've posted it, and he's going on like, well, some judge's definition of a crime against nature. Well, let me tell you something, Willett, feature man. What you did was depraved, disgusting, just a horrible. It is a crime against nature, you son of a bitch, especially against a minor boy who will now be scarred for life with the disgusting image of you, taking advantage and violating the boy. and three. There's three they know of. Can you imagine the people, the victims that have not come to light with this disgusting pervert? You know, and that I would encourage, if there's any law enforcement authorities out there in that jurisdiction, you ought to go do a little raid and check his goddamn computer. I bet you there's some like gay child porn on there. You know, allegedly. That's my opinion. That's not a fact, but I would bet $1 to a donut that that's probably the case. But anyway, we'll let Lamont continue.
To 3 consecutive life prison terms. Right? Life in prison.
Okay, my camera went off. We're going to kind of start. We'll go back a little bit. I'm not sure what we might have missed here. Let me hit this.
Ever just Google this guy?
Yeah, I can't believe it
this
either.
Is all of a sudden just coming up now? And I had to like really check to make sure it was him, because there could be another Tom Willett. But it is him.
Oh, it is the son of a bitch.
It is definitely him. So, I will put a link to his channel, pin it in the comments. If you want to go to his channel, I'm not telling you to go there and harass him. I'm just giving you the link. You can go check him out to see what he does. So we have yet another YouTube pedophile. First we had that one guy, the one with the squeaky high voice that looked like Herbert the Pervert. I forgot his YouTube channel. Oh, Plasma Master Dawn.
Never heard of him.
That was the first one I heard of. And then we have Jared Lysick from Adventures with Perverts. And now we got Thomas Willett. Feature man. We got like the 3 horsemen of the pedophile apocalypse.
That's a good one.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, guys. Have at it. Do what you gotta do.
And we'll do that, Lamont. That was a great little synopsis. There's other videos that are a lot longer, but I'm not going to berate the point. But this fella, from what I understand, a lot of his videos have been taken down. I don't even know if his channel is actually still active, but I would bet you that that this bastard is going to probably, if they'll let him get away with it, he'll probably continue on there, and he'll lose, you know, a whole lot of his subscribers. But I would submit, especially in this day and age, you're probably going to see actually some people stick with this fella. But he's a predator. He's horrible scum. This is just appalling, what he's done, and I'm just amazed, like Lamont at large, on the run rather, that it took this long for his reputation to catch up to him. But anyway, I wanted to do a little piece on this. So this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlique the Fifth, adventurer, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire. Signing off, y'all.